Shalom, family. It's good to see you all. Um, I have to tell you what happened yesterday. My laptop crapped out on me yesterday, and I couldn't get it to boot back up. So it's going out tomorrow for repair. That's why no videos came out until later. And I'm back on my old laptop. It's a good thing I held on to this thing and did not get rid of it because I would not have had anything to fall back on had I done that. So I'm glad I didn't do it and I'm able to just keep it moving, you know? So, I guess when you're on a laptop and you're constantly using it and making videos and always researching on it, it can take its toll. It really can. So, just to let you know, um, I just put up a second live stream for tomorrow, and this one is Pfizer in North Carolina was destroyed by a tornado. And they said the facility was filled with vaccines, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. I guess the Most High is saying, you're not sending that crap back out, especially to my people. You're not sending it out to nobody. But so I'll do that live stream tomorrow. I got it set for 12 noon. So if any of you are available and can come back, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. Yeah. If you go out, you can see the pictures of it. That facility is destroyed. That tornado took it out. I guess Jabsines just flew everywhere, right? So ladies and gentlemen, over the last few days, you probably heard about all of the insurance companies that are leaving Florida. Well, there's more. And they said actually this is going to go on for a while. And this is bad, especially for Florida residents, because we are in hurricane season. So this is especially a bad time for them to lose their insurance. And I don't know if any of you know this. I just know this from talking to my uncle. The average insurance cost down in Florida is $6,000 per year. That's it. You know what I pay? 1,300 a year. In Florida, $6,000 a year is the average. That is like outrageous to pay that amount in property taxes, but they do. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, it depends on your state. Yeah, I'd imagine that California is expensive altogether. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, and they said more are going to leave. They're going to just keep leaving. And some of the residents are upset that Ron DeSantis is running for president, and because they said they got a lot of problems down there. And he doesn't need to be on the road traveling everywhere. He needs to be in Florida, so oh well, I don't know why he's still out there. He's losing. They said he's not gaining any momentum. And if anything, his numbers are going down. So, he's probably popular there in Florida, but beyond Florida, he does not have that kind of appeal. He's pretty dry. I don't know if any of you really paid attention when Ron DeSantis talk. He's a very dry and very bland kind of person. He doesn't have much of a personality. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen. and we will get started. Can everybody see the screen? Everybody see the screen. Okay. Thank you, dark skinned brother. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started. I pay attention a lot to the news in Florida only because my uncle is there. And this is a big deal. I think this is a way bigger story than Disney down there. So, AAA is the latest company to pull out of Florida. So, they are no longer going to be providing any home insurance policies, and policy holders that do have, a policy with them, they will be affected. And they said people are it's not just the insurance industry. A lot of businesses are leaving Florida because of all these policies that Ron DeSantis is putting in place. He's literally destroying that state right before our eyes. So, insuring a home in Florida got a bit harder and much more difficult this week because AAA has joined the growing list of companies that are ending some homeowner insurance policies in Florida. The Florida based insurer will not renew package policies that combine home, automobile, and an optional umbrella coverage. You can get that. I've had that before. So this is according to the Palm Beach Post and is part of the USA Today network. Now, with hurricane season, which is here, drastically fewer insurance offerings, this could leave some vulnerable. It will. When they no longer are and those policy holders are going to get left holding the bag. And y'all, everything is much more elevated. And I think we all notice how the temperatures, it's much hotter. The storms are more fierce. I mean, we're dealing with all this smoke in the air. And they said the reason if you don't see it is because it's so high up that you don't see it. But sometimes it comes down ground level like it did in Ohio and Cincinnati. It came ground level. And sometimes it doesn't. So that is, any day now, a hurricane can form and make a direct hit on Florida. And what's going to happen to these policyholders is they're not going to be covered. Their house is not going to have any coverage, not unless they luck up by chance and are able to get another policy down there somewhere. If not, they're going to be screwed. So while AAA move will only affect a small number of policyholders in Florida, the news was almost swept away by the news of farmer insurance surprise announcement about pulling out of the state. The back to back announcements underscore the insurance crisis residents have been facing for the past 18 months. And y'all, when they got to pay $5,000 and $6,000, these are not big houses down in Florida. Okay. These houses are not big. So I can imagine what they would for, what it would be for a more luxury kind of home. So, and it's a crisis that largely is man made, according to a spokesperson for the Insurance Information Institute. Several local insurance providers folded, and three national insurers have withdrawn from the state, despite recent legislation intended to alleviate the problems fueling the crisis. So, case point, insurers are making decisions to pull back on risk, and AAA is certainly a recent example of that. Here's how Florida got to this point, and what it could mean for residents. At the end of the day, it's going to always mean the worst case scenario for the residents. The crisis is man made because it's largely fueled by frivolous lawsuits and fraudulent insurance claims. A 2017 Florida Supreme Court ruling in favor of plaintiffs opened the door for a large volume of roofing scam. Apparently, there's been a lot of roofing scams going on in Florida and claim litigation. So during the last 3 years, 80% of property claim lawsuits in the country have been in Florida, compared to just 9% of the claims. Litigation costs proved to be too much for local residential only insurers and prompted several of them to become insolvent. For national insurers, the costs have translated to higher premiums and fewer policy offerings. Florida's hurricane risk has also played a role, as extreme weather has in many other states. Hurricane Ian in September of 2022 posted the greatest insured loss after Katrina, according to CNBC. Yeah, that's one thing about being down there as an insurance company. The risk of always having a pile of claims because of the weather. Yeah, that is a big risk down there in Florida. So, three major companies have voluntarily withdrawn from the state since last year: Farmers Insurance, Bankers Insurance, and Lexington Insurance. Mm-mm-mm. They're all part of AIG. AAA is not renewing a very small percentage of high exposure home insurance policies, it told the Palm Beach Post. It has also released a statement saying that it is continuing to write new policies in the state. So they said there are also 15 businesses that have stopped writing new policies altogether. 7 local insurance companies have become insolvent since February of 2022. How does it affect premiums? Florida homeowners already pay more than the national average. Yes, they do. And the premiums are only on the rise. And some people, they're barely hanging on paying those high premiums down there in Florida. So, according to an analysis by the Insurance Information Institute, homeowners in Florida pay $6,000 a year on average for homeowners insurance, up 42% from last year alone. The average in the country, they said, is $1,700 a year. Now, where I am, I'm paying 13. I cannot imagine paying $6,000 a year. That is absolutely outrageous. That's outrageous. So the crisis is pushing more homeowners to go bare or decline purchasing homeowners insurance, which can be a danger for a person down there in Florida. So in Florida, nearly 15% of homeowners do not have insurance, double the national average. Yeah, that might have a lot to do with the cost. So this is only an option for those without a mortgage. Florida homeowners are also opting to enroll in a uh, backstop insurer, Citizens Property Insurance Corporation. The market share has doubled in the last 18 months as it's averaged 30,000 new subscribers each month. So this is crazy what's going on down there. And now there's all kinds of lawsuits behind those immigration policies that Ron DeSantis put in place. That's being challenged. So while the state operated insurers are common, he said that typically the rates are higher than private insurance to keep them as a last resort option. In Florida, citizens' premiums are lower than private insurers and have skyrocketed past the limit that citizens is legally allowed to charge. As a result, citizens are taking on more risk than it can fund in the face of a major disaster. And y'all, don't even be shocked that all of this is going on in Florida and they end up getting hit by a pretty major one this summer or even in the fall. So at the end of the day, when these things happen, it's only the citizens that are going to pay the price for this. It really is. And like I said, when I was reading some of the articles, a lot of the people are very upset that Ron DeSantis is not there because they said right now there's a lot going on in Florida and he's so busy trying to be president. And some of the people are saying he can't even handle taking care of Florida. He's running around here trying to be president. Yeah, so do I. I got a lot of family. Most of my family is my father's side down in Florida. So they're all down there practically. I got some in Georgia, but the vast majority of them are down there in Florida. And so, yeah, yeah, DM Blake 4, you're right. This country is a hot mess. I definitely agree with that. With all of the things that are going on, yeah. Well, he can't, he already, this is his second term. Ron DeSantis, he's in his second term. No, no, no. Yeah, yeah. It's, a lot of people are saying that it's judgment on Florida. Look at what Florida, them erasing our history because they don't want to feel guilty. Well, I don't care about that. I don't care about them feeling guilty. The hell do I care? And it's not about no children. They're trying to shield themselves with the children. It's the adults that got a problem with the history. It's not the children. They're just using the children, but nah, it's definitely not the children having this issue. It's 100% the adults. Yeah, in fact, I read a story just this morning. Somebody else got killed by an alligator down there. This person, and then I was reading, I think yesterday I read somebody was in the water, in one of those bodies of water down there, and a gator bit them. And they were lucky to even get out. But that person did survive, but they got bit. Yeah, all that stuff going back and forth with Disney. I think that's why nobody's going. People just don't want to be down there in Florida. It's just so much going on. And then you got the immigrants that walked off of all those jobs. And to this very day, they can't fill those jobs down there, y'all. They can't fill them jobs. hmm Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, right now, Florida is a mess. This man, I said, I never thought I would see a person destroy a state as fast as Ron DeSantis. Mm, mm, mm. I'm, boy, people in Florida, you got my sympathy. I know y'all can't wait for the day to come where he's gone. And I was laughing about 2 weeks ago when it came out in the news. They were calling his wife, Casey, America's Karen. It was like, uh, uh, uh. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And then you got all of the animal invasions last year. I was doing quite a few stories on those iguanas. And this year, they got the giant African snails. They got the lion face rabbits. They got all these animal invasions going on down there too. But you know what I thought was funny? A couple of years ago, I was looking at because they got rhesus monkeys down there in Florida too. And man, they got signs all over the place telling you not to go near them. Them things will fight humans. And some of them are so dangerous. Like they tell people not to walk in certain directions because the rhesus monkeys, they're not afraid to attack humans. And people have gotten bitten and attacked and everything. Hmm. But yeah, this is really a dangerous thing, and you got to wonder if insurance companies are pulling out, what else is going to pull out in big numbers that will impact people, you know? Because, being that Florida is like in the path of all these hurricanes, this is not good. This is not good at all. Yeah, right. Dark skinned brother, stay away from the water's edge. I agree with that. Mm-mm-mm. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Make sure you come back tomorrow because we're going to talk about Pfizer getting hit and destroyed by a tornado. And then I was looking, they said the facility was packed with those those Japsines in the building. I'm like, wow. Mm-mm. Nothing happens by chance, y'all. That was no mistake. There's a reason why the Most High wiped that place out. So let's talk about it tomorrow. All right, everybody. Please enjoy the rest of your night. And oh, I got a premiere coming at midnight. I know it seems like I don't sleep, right? I really do. It may seem like I don't. I really do. So at midnight, I got a premiere coming. I think you may like this one. It's a Karen that tries to touch the hair of a Black child sitting in a stroller, and her aunt blocks this woman. And I just want you to see how she does it. It's kind of funny. So, everybody, thank you. And also, I want to thank everybody for your donations. And I don't do the videos no more, but I do verbalize it to you. Shalom, family.